Hello everyone! Umami, also known as the fifth taste, is savory. It makes your taste buds light up and dance for joy. Today we're going to have some of the most naturally umami-rich foods you'll ever taste. We're taking you on a carnivore's dream excursion, a meat lover's paradise, Korean barbecue. It can be traced back to about 37 BC, making it one of the oldest culinary genres in the food world. It became popular here in America in the 70s. Koreans started opening barbecues for other Koreans with no concern of attracting Westerners. However, it quickly became sought after by foodies because it's so darn delicious. As it was developed by Koreans for Koreans, it hasn't been adapted much to please the Western palate. It's probably the most authentic of all varieties of cuisine. Today, we're visiting one of the top Korean barbecue restaurants in the Vegas Valley, Goong. It first opened in 2016 and is located right in the heart of our burgeoning second Chinatown at 7729 South Rainbow. In case you're wondering, Goong means palace, and upon entering, you'll see that name is apropos with its beautiful and inviting interior, super friendly and attentive service, and of course, first-rate food. Goong has earned a 4+ rating on Yelp, and in this instance, the Yelpers got it right. Before we begin, for those who aren't aware, Korean barbecue is typically an all-you-can-eat affair, with a number of different categories or tiers from which to choose. At Goong, they offer 3 tiers. There's a standard at $29.95, a Goong at $36.95, which includes a larger selection of meats, sides, and appetizers, plus everything on the standard tier, and the premium tier at $46.95, which comes with Wagyu beef and an even larger selection, and again, also includes everything from the standard and Goong tiers. It can take a while to make your way through all the different offerings of each tier, and we won't bore you with all those details here, but we opted for the premium tier to get the most for you to see. Finally, be sure to stay tuned till the end of the video. Goong has a special offer for our viewers. Okay, let's get to it. The drinks here are not to be missed. They're not only beautiful, but delicious. Here we have an apple teeny. It's an apple martini made with soju. We also had the lychee teeny, as you can see by the lychee atop. And last but not least, my favorite, the black raspberry teeny, just bursting with flavor. We started off with some fried items from the appetizer section. Fried foods and I go way back. In fact, I've very seldom had a fried food I didn't like. Each tier has different appetizers included, but with the premium tier, all appetizers are available. The calamari here, sensational. Very clean tasting, not at all fishy, and the texture is perfect. Flavor is wonderful, and I'm loving the panko breadcrumbs. This spicy aioli is a perfect accompaniment with its spicy, creamy flavor. I could eat this dish all day. If any of you have seen our review of Yuzhang, the sister restaurant of Goong, then you know how much I adored the chicken egg rolls. In fact, I thought they were perhaps one of the finest egg rolls I've ever tasted. Fortunately, they didn't deviate from that recipe here at Goong. The chicken on the inside has a magnificent taste of garlic, chives, and an abundance of white and black pepper. They're well seasoned without being too spicy. Delectable. Any Japanese chef would be proud to serve these shrimp tempura. They're light, not at all greasy, and have that delicate, almost lacy texture that one seeks to achieve when making the perfect tempura batter. I could eat 100 of these. They make everything they serve here homemade from scratch, and these Goyza dumplings are no exception. As a brief aside, I had an irate commenter the other day say, "It's a restaurant, it can't be homemade." Well, if you've ever had your own place, you know the restaurant is your home. Anyway, the dumplings here are terrific. The flavors are bold, and the skin is light and has a perfect amount of chew. I love how they got the crispiness on the outside. really complements the pork filling. And there's a wonderful amount of garlic in the pork. These are just fantastic. I love this Korean fried chicken, otherwise known as KFC. It gets twice fried. First, coated in a light crispy batter and fried the first time, then fried a second time to make it ultra crispy. Finally, dipped into a sweet and spicy sauce. This is so crunchy and delicious. I'd be happy eating this and nothing else all day. As I said before, I love kimchi. So this Korean kimchi pancake is right up my alley. It's sort of a cross between an egg foo young and a Korean pizza. Well, if you like kimchi, don't miss this dish. These wonderfully crispy sweet potatoes taste like autumn on a plate. Unlike many fried sweet potatoes, the texture is firm and they're not at all soggy. I sometimes find that fried sweet potatoes fall flat of my expectations. They can be mealy on the inside when overcooked, but these are firm in texture and in flavor remind me somewhat of a spiced pumpkin more than a sweet potato. The honey that's been drizzled on top further adds to the autumn feel. I love the crunchy exterior and soft inside. It's hard to stop eating them. They're super addicting. I see corn cheese these days on almost every sushi menu, even though its origins are Korean. Obviously, the Japanese love this combination as well. To be honest, I've never tried it before, but how could it not be good? I mean, come on, it's corn and cheese. You mix in these spicy Korean rice cakes. Oddly, I'm not as much a fan of the corn and cheese as I thought I'd be. I do, however, love these Korean rice cakes. They have all that wonderful glutinous gumminess that I love in sweet rice or glutinous rice flour. So, a somewhat strange dish. Not terrible, but far from the best thing we had today. Wow, garlic edamame. I love the roasted garlic oil that coats these. Freshly prepared, it's just sensational. I better slow down though. If I eat all of these, which I easily could, they'll do me in and spoil my appetite for the beef, our main fare. But definitely get these. You'll love them. The appetizers come with a number of sides as well. Japchae, or Korean noodle, was at one time reserved for special occasions such as New Year's and holidays, but now is served all the time. I love the depth of flavor they've imparted into these noodles. The rich soy and blanched julienne vegetables give it a bright, clean flavor. I love kimchi, and this is a fun twist on the usual. It's onion kimchi, and it's wonderful. Fermented onion with a chili paste that they make here. I love any type of pickled vegetable, as most of you already know, and this is no exception. Okay, let's get to the star of this show, the meats and seafood. They were kind enough to let us back into the kitchen to let us watch them trim, slice, and prepare the meats for us. As I said, today we're getting meats from the premium tier, so most of what you see here is Wagyu beef, such as the top sirloin, ribeye, and the giant short rib. It may not come through in the video, but this process has all the seriousness, rituals, and protocols of a religious event. It reminded me of the ceremony one finds at a wedding. I half expected to hear a prayer offered up as the meats were placed on the cutting board. All hail to the king of Korean barbecue, the meat and seafood, the reason we're here. Look what a beautiful display it is. So much marbling. You can tell by mere observation it's Wagyu beef. We have the short ribs on the left, top sirloin, tongue, and ribeye on the right. Below the meats, we have tiger shrimp, garlic butter shrimp, and scallops, all mingling with my old friend Butter. Butter and I, we go way back. Oh, and here are a few veggies that I'm going to assume are mostly for garnish, although the rosemary does impart flavor to the beef. Now, you get to grill your own meats. Look at this beautiful ribeye, and I wish you could smell this wonderful meat. As you all know, we like ours rare, but you can cook it as much or as little as you like. Look how beautifully fatty this ribeye is. I love dipping it into the salt and pepper mixture they give you. And it's also great with raw garlic and this umami-rich fermented soy paste with chilies. It's a match made in heaven. If you're not a fan of raw garlic, you can leave it off, but we're loving this delightful combination. The cilantro salad is a familiar flavor, reminds me of Thai food. It's great along with the meat and provides a completely different flavor profile. It's terrific. We're celebrating our first year anniversary here today with a friend we met up with, and a toast with a round of peach soju. Here's to your health. I absolutely love this pickled daikon radish, and they make for an excellent palate cleanse after the wonderful ribeye. Asian people use daikon radish in so many different ways, such as in stews. They're great in this spicy kimchi marinade that they make here from scratch. Okay, let's get back to the meats. Time for some of the top sirloin. It goes very well with this Korean pickled garlic. I was obsessed with pickled garlic when I lived in LA. I spent a lot of time going to the Korean markets there and getting all the sides, and so this garlic is a real treat. The jalapenos are also great and go well with the top sirloin and the ribeye. Being Italian, I grew up eating a lot of tongue. As many of you may know by now, my mom would make it in a slow roaster or on top of the stove and tell people it was brisket. The two have a very similar taste. Once people were done loving the meal, she would inform them that it was actually tongue. This really helped them fall in love with the dish and get over the strange idea of eating tongue. Today, we tried the tongue in these rice skins. You use them as a wrap and mix in any of the pickled accompaniments you wish. I particularly love this wonderful house-made kimchi. It's fantastic within the wrap. It's like an Asian taco. We also love this beautiful radish as a wrap. Add in rare top sirloin, garlic dipped in soy paste, and it's a beautiful bite. I think these radish wraps are the most fun and the tastiest. I can't get enough of them. Short rib is one of the most beloved cuts of meat. In traditional cooking, this is a part of the cow you would need to cook all day for it to become tender and fall apart. The Wagyu short rib, however, starts out super tender, partly due to the high fat percentage, and therefore it doesn't require hours and hours of cooking, so you can eat it rare. It's a divine aspect of this Wagyu. Rare, tender, short rib. Utterly fantastic. And it's great in a wrap as well. They give you lettuce wrap sets, but you have to know to request them. This reminds me of Vietnamese food. I love how they wrap everything inside lettuce with all these aromatic offerings. Here, you could add garlic, sauce, or honestly anything lying around the table, such as this terrific cilantro salad, and just eat it like a Korean burrito. What a delicious and fun meal. Okay, putting our friend to work. Here, mixing in the tartare with the rice and spicy sauce. Wow, this is probably our favorite dish of all today. I would eat this anytime, anywhere. You have to try this. Look at all the beautiful colors from the green onions. And beyond the beauty, they give this dish such tremendous flavor. I'm obsessed with beef tartare. I remember when I was about 6 years old and I was dining with my parents at a 5-star restaurant. My mom was eating tartare and she gave me a taste. From that moment on, if I see it on the menu, I just have to order it. We've had a lot of excellent tartare here in Vegas, and this is right up there with the best in the city. Bulgogi is another Korean food you're seeing making its way onto menus across Vegas these days. It's offered in almost every Japanese restaurant, and even some avant-garde restaurants on the Strip. It also makes a great taco. French fries and bulgogi, an unbeatable team. Bulgogi means fired beef. The beef is thinly sliced and soaked for several hours in a marinade, consisting mostly of soy sauce, brown sugar, mirin, Asian pear, onion, garlic, ginger, and black pepper. The fries lend themselves so well to the rich, salty fattiness of the bulgogi, and the cheese is fantastic. It perfectly adds to the whole ensemble. It's obvious to see why it's begun to appear all over Vegas. It's delicious. What a great use of kimchi. This stew is anything but subtle. It's so rich in deep savory flavor. This is unlike anything I've ever tasted. Look how beautiful it is. There's tofu and cabbage along with the kimchi as well. Very creative and unexpectedly delicious dish. Okay, I have no idea what I'm eating, but I love it. I know this may sound strange, but it's somewhat like crunchy rubber bands. I know that sounds horrible, but you have to come taste it for yourself. The flavor is actually quite good. Another surprise dish. They give you 3 different types of cold noodles. One is spicy, the other 2 are very tart. I'm not normally a fan of cold noodle dishes, but I'm so happy we gave them a shot. And the beef mixed with the cold noodles is fantastic. It's the unexpected combination of hot and cold at the same time, stimulating different senses and provoking different taste bud combinations. My mouth is on sensory overload. The short rib with the spicy noodle is probably my favorite combination. Of course, it's right up my alley since I'm a spice lover. It's so sweet, tart, and spicy. And of course, you can drink the soup when you're done. I was surprisingly delighted with the cold noodle options and would gladly order them again. In the beginning, all the grilled seafood begins with butter. Beautiful, rich, creamy butter. Look at how gorgeous these shrimp and scallops are. I love the whole shrimp and the shell. The shell imparts so much flavor into the shrimp. Of course, the garlic butter doesn't hurt either. This is sort of the cross between Italian and Korean food. It reminds me a bit of scampi. The butterfly shrimp are just beautiful and delicious, and I'm loving the ponzu-like sauce coating them. The scallops, great as well, cooked in butter and garlic and full of rich buttery goodness. I know the meat takes center stage at Korean barbecue, but these seafood options are fantastic. Finally, not to be overlooked, we have pork belly. It's like the best bacon you'll ever taste. Grilled with kimchi, it's an unstoppable combination that can't be beat. Salty, sweet, and packed with such a punch. When you bite into it, it bites you back. Mix the pork with your house-made kimchi and enjoy. Grilling kimchi is an amazing thing. It changes the flavor into something unimaginably and intoxicatingly delicious. Yet another surprise dish at Goong. Okay, time for desserts. Here we have a Korean sweet rice punch. Sorry to say, I'm not crazy about this. But if you love horchata, then you'll probably enjoy this drink. However, I don't think of it as a dessert. I really like this shaved ice. Honestly though, when I heard the name, I thought I'd hate it. I do love red bean paste in dim sum and as an ice cream at Japanese places. However, at first glance, this dessert looks a little off-putting. Well, I was totally wrong. It's actually quite yummy. The combination of the red sweet bean and the ice cream on the shaved ice almost reminded me of cotton candy. It also has little gummy mochi in it. Rich vanilla and sweet red bean. Delightful combination, and I thoroughly enjoyed this dessert. Of the 2.5 desserts we had today, this is my favorite. When affogato is made well, it's one of my favorite desserts. It's coffee with ice cream and cereal. It's the coffee that makes or breaks an affogato. But here, they use a wonderfully fresh brewed espresso. I'm a bit of a coffee snob, and this is a premium brew. It's truly special. It goes perfectly with the ice cream and the cornflakes. I didn't leave behind even a trace of this dessert. Fantastic. Well, I'd be hard-pressed to tell you my favorite thing here at Goong today. So many dishes were outstanding and had unique, unexpected, and tremendous flavor. This is the point where we usually mention Dish of the Day, but here the difficulty with Dish of the Day is that one has so many culinary combinations at their disposal. Of course, this is part of the fun of Korean barbecue. Build your own experience. Anyway, my favorite combination isn't really something on the menu you could order per se, so you'll have to make your own combinations and decide what you like best. What I can say is that I've had Korean barbecue many times before, but this one stands out head and shoulders above the rest. It's definitely an upper echelon place. Thanks to our Korean friend for helping out today and suggesting such a terrific palace. We had a blast, and for sure we'll be back. I'm proud to recommend Goong to anyone who likes Korean food, and for that matter, any of my fellow foodie friends. Finally, here's that special offer we told you about at the beginning of our video. Mention Let's Eat Vegas sent you and receive a free cocktail or lemonade. So check out Goong. Who knows, maybe you'll see us there. And don't forget to tell them Let's Eat Vegas sent you. I know we're all guilty of watching YouTube videos and not participating. Please like, comment, subscribe, or even become a VIP member. It means a lot to us, and it helps us grow and to bring you more reviews. Until we eat again, bon appetit!